as a Knicks fan, like I like IQ, I like RJ. I've been rocking with them for years. But like it gets to a point where I was telling somebody the other day, like I root for the players, yes, but like I'm a Knicks fan first. So like whatever they got to do to make the team better, so be it. Like I could still root for these players on other teams, but when they play the Knicks, it's different. So I like the move for Anunoby. Like if you looked at our roster, they had RJ basically playing the three, and he's like a 6'6". He's undersized for that position, and defensively, he was kind of a liability as it came down to it. So yeah, for a guy like Tibbs, that's always going to be an issue. If you're not playing defense, I guess you get shipped out of here. But um, you bring in OG, really good defender. I think when you look at it, you got all the wings out there. You got Tatum. You've got maybe Middleton out there in the East. There's other guys I'm not remembering, but you put him on those guys, and it's a tougher night than it was before, where I think they were having Grimes playing defense on Tatum or RJ, and it's basically a turnstile on defense. So I'm not mad at the trade. I'm just hoping and anticipating what the next move is. And I think this does set us up nicely because we didn't really trade much. Like, yeah, granted, IQ, that's the one that hurts the most because he is a starting caliber point guard, I think. But when you have Jalen Brunson, there's only room for one. And it was always going to get to this point. So, and I don't think they were ever going to pay him $30 million a year to be a six man or maybe play a undersized two. So, but yeah, we didn't trade much. We traded IQ, RJ, and a second round pick. We've still got a boatload of first round picks to trade for a top notch guy.
The way you were defending RJ Barrett, you didn't trade much. All the time I said he was ass on the podcast. I don't know if I can say that. All the time I said what I said about him on the podcast.
Yo,
and now I told you to ship that man out of here years ago. I said it was a botch pick. You guys should have on Garland, and it was a botch pick. Third overall, he clearly wasn't. He clearly wasn't deserving of being the third overall pick in that class. I had been saying it to do in Duke. I kept telling y'all over and over again. I just wasn't a fan of his game for all the reasons I said. Right? We can go over the list. He can go over the list again. Right? He only dribbles in a straight line. He doesn't change direction very well. Right? He's pretty stiff off the dribble, which is a big deal. Right? I mean, what? An okay shooter, spot up. He's a good player. He's okay. He just everything. There was nothing he did great. He's not a great defender. He's not a great offensive player. There's nothing he does at an elite level, and he's the third overall pick in that class. And he's not one of those guys that's good enough at everything all around to not where it doesn't have to matter that he's not elite at one thing. Does that make sense? He's not a jack of all trades type of guy. Like he's not Paolo Banchero, where you're not great at one thing, but you're good at everything. You're really good at it. You're good at everything, so you're a really good player and you're physical and you've got a build that's going to allow you to be a star in the NBA. He's not that kind of guy. I kept saying that for the longest time. People said I was crazy. Knicks fans kept defending him, and now he's gotten traded, and you didn't trade much. That's crazy. And by the way, he was throwing. They said, y'all want quickly, right? Okay, let me just take him too. Take him too. We'll send him. It's all right. No, don't even worry about it. Well, Malachi Flint is cool. All right, cool, whatever. Take him. As long as you take him, we good. It cleared the cap. That's all they did with him. They just shipped him out of here for nothing. Because quickly was ahead of that deal.
We didn't ship him out for nothing. Because look what we got. We got OG Anunoby, who's going to be a solid player, really solid.
You would have got OG. You could have thrown Grimes in the deal and gotten that deal done.
No, we couldn't have.
Not because of money, but I'm saying they would have on a value basis. They probably would have valued because Grimes hasn't played great this year, but he can play. He can go somewhere else to play.
We're gonna see him play now. Now that he has time, he's got space, and he's not stuck with guys in front of him that are kind of blocking him. So I think that's what helps us out too. Now we finally got a wing defender on this defense, which is going to help us improve our defense. I like the addition of Precious. I think last year he was playing pretty good before they traded for Podol, whatever his name is. So yeah, I think these are good additions to this team. And I think it'll open things up for Jalen Brunson because he is a better shooter than IQ and RJ
from
3. So,
Anunoby?
Yeah.
You need more volume from Quickly, though. Quickly is a really good shooter.
He's a streaky shooter. He's a streaky shooter.
You're gonna see. He's gonna look real. He's gonna be streaking to the All-Star game in a couple of years. Just watch.
I hope so. I love that kid, but like that's the thing. When you gotta make decisions. We weren't gonna pay IQ.
That's fine. That's fine. You guys could have been. I thought you guys could have been a little more patient with that trade. When you're gonna throw trade Quickly away because this trade doesn't.
Out of hand. It was getting out of hand. Guys are not. What?
It was getting out of hand. How y'all were winning? Y'all were doing what you did last year. You guys could have been patient. It wouldn't have made it. I feel. Look, here's where I look at it. Here's the way I look at this trade.
We can't trade him in restricted. We can't trade him in restricted free agency. So a trade was going to have to happen during the season.
Before February. You get till. That's what I'm saying. Get till February. That's what I'm saying. And here's how I look at it. There's a few major points. One, I was right about RJ Barrett the entire time. I was right.
Yeah, get over it. Get over it.
I was right. No. I was right. I'm gonna hang on the rim here. Pause. That's what I'm gonna do because there's no way that you could tell me after what they just traded him for and that deal he was in. Get over it is crazy. Get over it is wild, right? There's no way you can include him in that trade there and get nothing of real substantial value in return for him and tell me that he was worth something. They just got him up out of town. They like, we're over it. We know he's not going to be a star. You know what he is, So there's that. Also, I thought it was a bit impatient, but I also understand the move from the Knicks' perspective. If they could make another move behind this, they still have assets, then it could look good. You have to pay that guy Anunoby, and he wants a more expanded offensive role. So that's another problem because I don't know what he has off the dribble. I don't like he's a 3-and-D guy. That's what he is. He's a 3-and-D guy. It's not like you're getting Mikal Bridges in a trade. You know what I mean? Like that's the level of 3-and-D guy we're talking about.
And that's the thing, though. You never know because when he was in Toronto, who was ahead of him? They had Pascal, who's taking up all the shots before.
And when Fred was there, Fred was there.
And then they had Fred. And then they drafted Scotty Barnes, who they started to groom, and they wanted to, make him the guy. This year they made him the guy. So that kind of pushed OG out of the way.
But if he was as good as he thinks he is, and we often overestimate ourselves.
Bro, so you don't have to sacrifice. You don't have to sacrifice. If the coach,
I'm saying that Scotty has to wait his turn. Then, if he's as good as the coach would be like, yo, wait,
Scotty's better than him.
No, if Tone, hear what I'm saying? If OG had everything he thinks he got, if OG had a bag that we don't know about, he gonna go there and be Kyrie, right? If he had that bag, then they would say, yo, Scotty, it's not your turn yet. Let's put him in pick and roll situations. Let's have him run the ball down the floor a little bit. Get the offense organized. Let's see what he can do on the ball. That never happened. It never happened there.
Because look what they did. They made Pascal run point forward for a while. And then who took the role this year? Scotty Barnes. He's been doing that all year this year. And he's putting up good numbers, 20, 10, and 6. So
who's that? 20, 10, and 6. That's Pascal.
No, that's Scotty. But Pascal's numbers look good too. And yeah, those guys, Pascal's been an all-star, 2-time all-star. Scotty's probably going to be an all-star at some point soon. Like, there was they've been dangling OG in trade rumors for the last couple of years. Clearly, why? What do you mean why? Because they already got their 2 guys. They're not going to expand on his role if they're not going to pay him.
Maybe they see that the best role for him is what they had him in, and they didn't want to pay him $40 million for that role. They couldn't pay him $40 million. As a rebuilding team, he didn't fit the timeline, and that's fine. He can go to the Knicks and be exactly who he was and be effective. And you guys be a slightly.
We don't know what he's going to be yet. That's the best part of it. We don't know.
Who is he taking the ball from? Randall or not Brunson, and certainly not Randall. Randall will headbutt that. Randall type of dude to headbutt you for the basketball. So I don't know who he's taking the ball from over there. He's not going to be on the ball. He's not.
Well, I appreciate you seeing the future, Raven Simone, but like this is not.
We can project
what his role is going to be. Like we traded some pieces. He's going to be the third option right now.
You would like to have the people believe that he's going to come here and become a star, have a resurgence in his career.
He doesn't have to be a star. What? I mean,
he's gonna be
a star in your role. Is Derek White a star? No, but he's a really good player.
I'm saying, is his role going to expand because he wants You wanted $40 million. He said he want to take a discount for the Knicks. He did say that. The discount, okay, 39.8 million. That's a discount. So what if you're paying him that much money?
He's not getting much money, and you know it. You just
know
trolling at this point.
I know he don't deserve the money. That
trolling at this point, but I'll let you finish.
I know you don't deserve that much. In all seriousness, though, like for real, because we got to move on. It's not a bad trade if they can re-sign him for a reasonable number, and if they can make another move behind this because they need another move. They made this trade, but they still don't have a guy who can lead you to a championship. They don't have the guy in the program.
That's on the way, though.
Who is it?
That's my favorite question. It's when, not who.
It's not. Yeah, you're not trading. You guys will sniff around with the Mitchell situation. That's fine. I know that. You guys are going to sniff, but you guys are more likely to go after the kid Murray. And so even then, you don't have
a lot cheaper. He'd be a lot cheaper too.
That's fine. I know that, but it still leaves you with the hole because Randall's not. That's not the Randall trade. You're not trading Randall.
No, you'd be trading Grimes, maybe Fournier, and some picks for Murray. Which I don't hate that trade. A starting lineup of Brunson, Murray, OG, Randall, and then
team. That's a very good team. That's a good team. It's a top of the East team. If they run into that buzzsaw, if the Bucks ever figure out how to play some defense, it could be a problem, And Celtics they're a problem. So you don't beat the Celtics with that roster, though. I don't know if you do. OG gonna give Tatum hell. Tatum wake up out of bed and decides every other day he's gonna play hard.
Yeah. So that's why we made the move, because we need somebody who can D guys like that in the East. They were struggling with that. Tatum could get what he wants. Jaylen Brown, same thing. So we got the pieces. We got pieces all around.
Yeah, you're gonna see. If you had to guess with this roster as currently standing pat, they don't make another move. This is what it is the rest of the year. How far do they go? Where do they go, in your opinion?
With this roster set in stone, I mean, more guys are going to get opportunities now with IQ and RJ out. So
you're trying to give me a sales pitch. I asked him a simple question.
I'm not trying to give a sales pitch. Make it same as we did last year. We can make it to the second round.
Yeah, you see, then you made my point. Okay, there needs to be another move. And I think it's coming. By the way, I do think they'll be aggressive. We'll see.
And that's the thing. This is not like 2K. You can't just sim to the moment when you're going to make that move. Like it could take years. It could take maybe a couple months until February where a move is made. But like you can't rush it, because then if you do rush it, then that's where you make a Carmelo trade where you give up most of your youth for a guy who might have signed in free agency. So
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. We're going to see how long it takes. It's taking years just to get here, to get OG.
We're a respected team now.
You guys are
in the NBA.
You guys are a good team. That's true. You guys are a respected team in the NBA. That's true. That's a long way from where we were.